Hello, welcome back to my channel, Adventures with Amirah. So today I'm finally going to share with you guys the souvenirs that we purchased in Scotland. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to start with some of the items that we were able to grab over at Edinburgh Castle when we were in Edinburgh. Some of these are Christmas presents, so hopefully none of the people that I purchased for are going to be watching this video. But we picked up some gorgeous calendars. This is the Historic Scotland calendar for 2019. Just beautiful, beautiful castle photos. And then I also got one, like I said, as a present. And these were 2 for £6, which I think is an excellent deal for these. In their gift shop, we were also able to pick up this coloring book of Scotland. It features 23 different views from Edinburgh Castle, Loch Ness, the Forth Rail Bridge, of the Kelvin Grove Art Museum. Edinburgh at Christmas was £8.99, so that's not a bad deal. The adult coloring books here in America can be, you know, $20, $30 sometimes for the nicer ones. I picked up quite a few different Christmas ornaments while I was in Scotland, and this is one that I really thought was beautiful. It's just a crown, and it has embroidery everywhere with these little pearls. Not sure if you can see that with the detail. Absolutely beautiful. I love this ornament. It was $10.50 at the Edinburgh Castle gift shop. I got this t-shirt for my son. And then we picked up a few postcards as well. While we were there, we got these of the castle. And then we got this one of the Palace of Holyrood House. And then we also picked up one of the Wallace Monument in Stirling. And then for my husband, I got this gorgeous tie. He fell in love with it, and I said, that is just, the crest that's on here is so beautiful to me. They had this also in like the darker red color, but it has all of these lines on it, and it says, produced exclusively for Edinburgh Castle. And the cool thing about this tie is that when you look at the back, it has like a little embroidered thing of the castle made into it. I thought that was just so cool, very unique. I know that he'll enjoy wearing this sometimes for work. Or if we have any formal date nights, that would be nice. We also picked up this umbrella for my son while we were there. This was £6.99, and I really like this. I love the colors. My son's favorite color is green, so I thought this would be a good umbrella for him. And I believe we picked up this information about my family crest while we were at Stirling Castle, and that castle was just spectacular. It just was so beautiful. I think that was one of my favorite castles that we went to because it just had so many different little areas once you get up onto the top of the mountain where it is that were just like private little gardens and things up there, and I could just see Queen Mary, you know, sitting out there and meditating and just enjoying her garden with her ladies in waiting. Just was such a beautiful, beautiful, serene surrounding. I mean, of course they had dungeons and stuff too there, but there were a lot of parts of the castle that just felt more homey and just happy. I don't know why. I just had a more spiritual connection with that castle than some of the others. My clan name was McCain. My great-grandmother was a McCain that descended from the Scots-Irish group of McCains that came from Scotland to Ireland and then to the US. And this is the information about that family, and this was just a nice souvenir to pick up. There was a long line there to pick these up, so I was happy to go ahead and get one. I think that this was around 20 or 25 pounds. I recently just found out about my connection to Scotland. I'd say within the past 2 years, just by happenstance. I was looking into some of my genealogy and ended up finding a cousin online who had written a book called Finding the McCains. It's about our family, because I think most of the McCains in the United States were all related. Like John McCain was one of my cousins, and it just talks about the 2 brothers that came over and how we're all descendants of those 2 original McCains that came in. The family originated quite a bit before that from Scotland, and then they left Scotland to go to Ireland. Once Mary lost her rule, they left and they all went to Ireland, and then I think after the Great Potato Famine is when probably most of them started coming over to America. We are part of the Waxhaw McCains, which is a region that's up close to the border of South Carolina and North Carolina. Let me know down below if you're one of the McCains. All right, also at one of the castles that we went to, and I don't remember, the receipt's not in here, what gift shop, but they have these little things. This might have actually been at Edinburgh Castle. But they have these little pins. They're like little hat pins. And I'll try to give you guys a close-up view of one of these. And they have like little crests and stuff on them. My kids have pin boards in their room, mostly with their Disney pins, but we like to pick up little things like these, and these are super inexpensive. They might have been 3 for £5. And then of course, while we were there, we had to go check out all the stores with all the Harry Potter merchandise, because if you're not familiar, the Victoria Street area is where inspiration for Harry Potter came from. There's this awesome store on Victoria Street called Museum Context, and I would say that is the coolest like little quintessential mystical looking shop that you could imagine. It's a 2-story little shop, and it's super kind of crowded in there, but they have all kinds of cool stuff and tons of stuff about Harry Potter. Victoria Street, and there's Museum Context across the street, the original and best purveyors of official Harry Potter merchandise.
Oh, it's the different size.
Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Enemies of the air beware. And so it's kind of like an icon store that was the original store that carried so much Harry Potter merchandise. There's actually a store across the street from it called Boy Wizard that we went in as well, and it's a lot more open and commercialized and stuff, which I enjoyed. I mean, both stores were really nice, but at Museum Context they had their own magnets that were designed, and so I picked one up, and it has a lot of the Harry Potter symbols and whatnot on there. If you can see that, hopefully that's picking up on camera. They did a great job. Whoever their artist was that did this was pretty cool. Around £2 or £3 a piece. Also picked up a Harry Potter pin. And then I got my sister a Harry Potter keychain. She loves purple, and she absolutely loves Harry Potter, so I thought she would really like this double-decker bus here. I thought this was pretty cool. It's different. Little button pins that were really cool. I got quite a few of those, and I'll show them to you. This one's really cool. It says, just because you're allowed to use magic doesn't mean you have to whip your wands out for everything. They have the 9 3/4, the quintessential Harry Potter symbol. I picked up one that was like a Gryffindor little button. But I think these were super inexpensive as well, maybe around between like 25 to 50 cents in American each. I don't remember what they were. I think you could get so many for like $2. And then I also talked before about buying groceries at Marks and Spencer, but we found quite a few other things there as well, including my daughter's shoes, which I'll insert a clip of us picking out those shoes. So you like these sandals?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, those are cute. All right, stand up. Let's see. Turn to the side. You might want 1/2 size bigger if they have half sizes, but those are pretty. You want to try both on and walk to make sure they don't hurt your feet?
No, these are great. They're cushy, but not like
adorable. She absolutely loved those shoes. She said they were comfortable enough. She wore them all over Disney World when we got home, and she didn't complain about them. So, and she's very picky about shoes, so I was surprised that she liked them, but she absolutely loved them. They were around 20 pounds. They weren't very expensive at all, and they had so many kids' shoes. I was really surprised. As I mentioned in the other video, it's a grocery store and a floral shop and a cafe and like a Macy's inside. They sell furniture, clothes, all kinds of stuff in one spot. They have a money exchange, which is why we went there originally. But they just had so many different things to look at. We had a lot of fun in that store. And one of the things that we purchased there was my mother-in-law, her birthday card. I thought this was so pretty, and I like that it said, "To a wonderful mom." I think this was only like £2 or £3, which is super inexpensive. In America, this card would probably cost about $8 to $10 at Hallmark or somewhere. She loves butterflies, so we're always getting her things with butterflies on them, but what a beautiful card. Also at Marks & Spencer, we bought lots of different foods and cookies, and in that other video, I showed a different tin of butter cookies. And this one was actually on clearance for about £3, so this was a great deal. Then at Scone Castle, my husband was able to find me this Outlander mortar and pestle set, and I just thought this was so cute. So this is what it looks like. It's just tiny, and it kind of has like the little Celtic symbol on the side, and then it just says Outlander on here. So this part is like polished stone, and then this is more rough stone to help blend. And it has kind of like a little pouring spout right here. But I was glad my husband found it for me. And then it also comes with this little book inside. It's just a little miniature Outlander souvenir book. And it has different pictures and stuff and different sayings from the different characters in the show. I'm so excited for this to come out. It comes out in the US, I think November 4th this year. Ugh. You know, we were there on set when they were filming. I'll post a video clip of that up here too, a card for you guys to click on that if you haven't seen it yet. But it was so cool to be on set and see what they're doing. And while they were filming in that part, they were in Cumbernauld Glen, which is supposed to represent North Carolina, the forest here. And it actually did. I've been all up through the mountains up in North Carolina. It did really look like North Carolina, so I was impressed at the location they picked in Scotland that's supposed to represent when they moved to the US. But I'm so excited when that comes out in a few more weeks. What do we got, like 8 weeks or so? Not even, probably. Oh, I'm ready. Okay, at one of the castles that we went to, I believe it was either Scone Castle or Blair Castle, they had this architecture book in the gift shop, and we just happened to see it on the way out the door. And my son wants to be an architect, and this is the coolest book. He read it the whole time, you know, that we were in Scotland after he picked it up, and he's just been using it for reference and stuff. And he's studying different types of architecture in here. It's really ornate and detailed on the types of architecture. This one's about Gothic. They talk about modernism, Romanesque architecture, which was really common. We saw this a lot in Scotland and Paris as well when we were there. They just have so many different types in here that go into what differentiates them, like between Victorian or Baroque, revival styles, the medieval styles. I mean, it's just really, really interesting. They talk about different animal forms that people use and why, but I thought it was a really awesome book, and he is in love with this book. Probably one of his favorite books we've ever picked up for him on a trip, so I would definitely recommend this. And this was $9.99. That's actually a good deal. If you buy architecture books in the US, they're pretty expensive. And then finally, I wanted to talk about this shirt I found for my husband. This was at the House of Brewer. Wasn't exactly inexpensive, but my husband never picks up clothes for himself really, so I was like, just get the shirt. I really like it. So I talked him into getting at least that one thing other than that tie for himself. And this is what it looks like. It's just a simple kind of polo shirt, but I really love this the emblem that's on these shirts. And the brand on this is Bailey's. When I looked it up, I think this is out of like Norway or Sweden or somewhere. That's what the tag looks like on the inside. But he says it's so soft and comfortable and also cool. As far as food and everything, I already did a video, like I said, on that. If you guys have any questions about any of the other stuff we were able to find in Scotland, or anything about your trip you're planning to Scotland in general, just let me know down below. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.